Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The twin suns of Amarith, 5 bathe the alien landscape in a vibrant glow, casting colorful shadows across the lush valleys and towering crystalline structures. The air shimmered with hues of violet and teal, each breath of wind carrying the intoxicating scents of exotic flowers that bloomed in iridescent colors. Oliver, a seasoned human explorer, stood at the edge of the vibrant bazaar, alive with the buzzing energy of various species mingling, negotiating, and celebrating. He had come to Amarith 5 on a diplomatic mission. The mission was intended to foster relations between Earth and the Calithian species, known for their advanced technologies and rich cultural heritage. Oliver adjusted his uniform, feeling distinctly out of place among the alien garb and customs. However, his experience had taught him to embrace the unknown. As Oliver navigated through the throngs of Calithians, he caught glimpses of the unique customs that defined their society. Groups of families engaged in joyous dances, merchants displaying wares made from shimmering materials from the depths of their oceans, and, most intriguingly, couples, lots of them, who seemed to thrive in open affection that bordered on polyamorous. Emerging from the crowd, a figure approached, radiant and striking. Sophia, with her luminescent skin reflecting the sunlight's vibrant shades, was an embodiment of Calithian beauty. Her long, flowing hair cascaded down her back, each strand a different hue, blues, greens, and purples. "Welcome, human," she greeted, her voice lilting and musical. "I am Sophia. You must be Oliver." Oliver extended a hand, momentarily unsure of the local norms. To his surprise, Sophia took his hand and pulled him into an embrace, her warm presence enveloping him in a surprising comfort. "Your reputation precedes you. Many are curious about your species." "Curiosity is mutual," Oliver admitted, his heart racing as he took in her mesmerizing features. "Your people have a fascinating culture." As they talked, he felt an inexplicable bond forming, a connection that sparked not just from their differences, but from shared curiosity and intrigue. This was the beginning of a journey he hadn't anticipated, one that would challenge his understanding of love, loyalty, and union. As they wandered through the bazaar, Sophia took Oliver's hand, leading him through the vibrant array of stalls filled with exotic foods and crafts. Laughter rang out as children played nearby, their innocent joy contrasting the more complex adult interactions. The festival atmosphere was intoxicating, and Oliver found himself lost in both the sights and Sophia's captivating presence. "Tonight, there will be a celebration of bonding," Sophia announced, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "It is a tradition where families come together to demonstrate their unity." "Sounds incredible. I would love to see that," Oliver replied, feeling a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. The alien customs were foreign, yet undeniably exciting. "Join us, Oliver. You may find more than mere curiosity at this celebration," she teased playfully. Little did Oliver know, the whirlwind of events that awaited him would reshape his life in more ways than he could imagine. As evening descended upon Amarith 5, the festival came alive with a symphony of colors and sounds. Stalls gleamed under the soft glow of bioluminescent plants, and the air buzzed with laughter and music. Oliver found himself swept into an exhilarating mix of Calithian culture, his previous trepidations fading into exhilaration. Sophia led him to her family's gathering, where other Calithians welcomed him with warmth and curiosity. The entire atmosphere felt alive with rhythm, filled with traditional dances that spiraled and twirled, each movement telling a story of unity and strength. As the moon rose high, lighting the sky with an ethereal glow, Sophia pulled him aside, her expression suddenly serious. "There is something I must tell you, Oliver," she said, her voice a mix of excitement and apprehension. "What is it?" he asked, curiosity piqued. "In my culture, marriage is not just between two individuals. It involves entire families," Sophia explained, her gaze locking onto his. "When we bond, it isn't only me who seeks to form a union with you. My sisters, Lyra and Tessa, demand the same." Oliver blinked, processing her words. "Wait, you mean all 3 of you?" "Yes," she nodded, her expression earnest. Our tradition emphasizes the strength found in harmony and cooperation. When a Calithian bonds, it is customary for that bond to include the full family unit. I hope you can understand. Understand, Oliver echoed, feeling a whirlwind of emotions crash inside him. You mean I'd have to marry all of you? Sophia smiled gently, as though reading his mind. Our society celebrates connections that go beyond just physical or romantic. Each sister brings something unique to the partnership. Lyra is a protector. She ensures the family safety. Tessa is the heart, bringing joy and laughter. I am the seeker, always searching for new experiences. Together, we are stronger. The weight of her proposal pressed heavily on him. Condensed to its essence, the idea was nearly incomprehensible. Could he, as a human, raised with monogamous ideals, accept such a commitment? Your customs are very different from what I'm used to, he admitted, scratching the back of his head in thought. Differences are what make us whole, Sophia countered. In our culture, we've learned that love can expand, including more than just two. It's a chance to share diverse strengths and support one another. Before he could respond, the sweet sound of music rang through the air, and the mingling crowd beckoned him to join them once more. It was a festive dance, energetic and inviting. Sophia smiled with encouragement, taking his hand and leading him to the center of the gathering. Oliver hesitated. A human dancing with Calithians in a circle of intertwining bodies seemed absurd. Yet, the excitement in Sophia's eyes compelled him to join. As they danced, his body flowed with the Calithian rhythms, the weight of his earlier thoughts momentarily forgotten. Despite the joy surrounding him, the question gnawed at the edges of his mind. How could he possibly navigate a union with three alien sisters? The following days flowed into one another, filled with exploration and deeper connections. Oliver spent time with both Lyra and Tessa, learning their personalities and strengths. Lyra was fierce and protective, often stepping in to tease Sophia about her adventurous spirit. Are you sure you want to bond with a human? She mocked playfully. What if he gets lost on the way to the celebration? Then I'll just find him again, Sophia replied, laughter spilling from her lips. Tessa, the youngest, exuded an infectious joy that lightened every situation. She dragged Oliver into games, pulling him into athletic competitions that showcased the agility of Calithians. Amidst Tessa's laughter and Lyra's gentle know-how, Oliver felt his burdens ease, as if he were slowly integrating into this fantastic world. Yet even as bonds formed, the underlying question persisted. Could he genuinely embrace a connection with three women from a culture far removed from his own? After days of vibrant interactions, Oliver found himself growing attached, feelings blossoming beyond mere curiosity. Each conversation, laughter, and joyous moment wove an intricate tapestry of affection that colored his perception of their world and of himself. One afternoon, while sitting atop a hill overlooking the radiant valleys, Sophia turned to him, her expression intent. Do you understand our way now? She asked softly, her eyes searching his. I'm starting to, Oliver admitted, but it feels overwhelming. That's okay. We won't rush you, she reassured him. Love is meant to grow, not to be forced. Whatever you choose, you will always be welcome here. Days turned into weeks, and Oliver quickly became a cherished member of Sophia's family. The festival's initial thrill faded into a comforting routine, yet the weight of their unique proposal loomed larger with each passing day. The charming moments they shared now felt overshadowed by the monumental decision that rested upon his heart. As they prepared for another evening celebration, tensions simmered beneath the surface. Sophia, Lyra, and Tessa arranged vibrant decorations, celebrating their culture, but a palpable nervousness clung to Oliver. How could he reconcile his feelings for each sister while navigating the bold Calithian customs? Later, as twilight descended, a vibrant crowd gathered for the bonding ceremony. Lyra approached Oliver, her expression serious. You know, it takes courage to embrace change, Oliver. If you choose this, it means a new beginning, not just for you but for us as well. I know, he replied, uncertainty threading through his thoughts. But it's more than just our feelings. It's culture, tradition. I'm not sure I can uphold what you expect. Lyra simply nodded, respect filling her gaze. Remember, Love isn't defined by tradition alone. It's about what each of us brings to the bond, from strength to joy. As the brothers and sisters of the community began to intermingle in the shared celebration, a sudden commotion burst forth from the edge of the gathering. A faction of Calithians appeared, anger etched on their faces, chanting for a return to traditional values. Their leader stepped forward, his voice like thunder. "What treachery is this? A human cannot be bonded with 3 Calithians. It's against our customs." The atmosphere shifted sharply, the festive vibes around them waning in the face of the intruder's hostility. Tension coiled tightly as Oliver exchanged worried glances with the sisters. Sophia stepped forward, her voice steady and fierce. "We honor tradition, but love does not know boundaries. I choose Oliver, and I choose my sisters. Our bond is strong because of our differences." "Strong?" the leader scoffed, gesturing to Oliver. "What does this human know of our ways? He cannot possibly earn this bond you ask for." In that critical moment, Oliver felt a surge of protective instinct. "With all due respect, I may not understand the depths of Calithian customs, but I do understand love," he declared, stepping into the fray. "I admire your culture and the uniqueness each of your sisters brings into my life. What you see is different." "Is a threat," the leader interrupted. "No," Oliver shouted, cutting through the crowd's murmurs. "It's a chance for something new and beautiful. In my world, we have long fought for the right to love freely. Trust in what's possible." The crowd simmered as whispers circulated, the tide turning toward uncertainty. Feeling emboldened, he continued, "Love is not about adhering to tradition. It's about connection. I want to honor all that you are, each of your sisters, and build a future that respects the richness of our cultures together." Applause erupted from a small group of supporters in the crowd, countering the dissent. Maya, a trusted elder, chimed in, lending her voice to Oliver's. "We must not exclude what we do not understand. Love has no prior condition, only acceptance." As the discussion raged on, Oliver's heart raced. The space between them became a battleground of ideas, but he stood his ground. Feelings of fear and anger stemmed from the unknown, but perhaps we should challenge tradition, rather than shun it. He pressed on, glancing back at Sophia, Lyra, and Tessa, their eyes filled with pride and hope. The faction's leader, clearly rattled, narrowed his eyes. "You speak of love, but can you withstand what lies ahead? This alliance will not be easily accepted. Many will oppose this union." "I accept the challenges," Oliver replied firmly, his determination resolute. He was ready to face whatever obstacles laid ahead, in defense of the extraordinary bond he had formed. With fear and defiance swirling around them, guardians of the community began to rally. It was time for the Calithian elders to decide Oliver's fate, and the fate of what they had proposed together. As the ultimatum hung thick in the air, tension crackled like static electricity among the gathered crowd. The Calithian leader glanced back and forth, gauging the reactions of the people. Some expressed anger, while others nodded, considering Oliver's passionate declaration. The elders gathered on a raised platform, their presence commanding attention. Maya stepped forward once more, her voice calm and wise. "What Oliver has spoken resonates with many, even if it does not align with the traditional tenets we hold dear. The question remains whether we remain stagnant or embrace the dynamic nature of love." Under Maya's guidance, the elders began deliberation. Oliver felt the weight of their decision pressing heavily on his shoulders. He stood with Sophia, Lyra, and Tessa, each sister radiating strength and unconditional support. The elders' voices blended together in a hum of varied opinions, and Oliver felt an urgent need to intervene again. "This is bigger than just a union between myself and the sisters," Oliver declared boldly. "This can lead to a bridge between our peoples, fostering understanding and compassion. In a galaxy filled with conflict, let's be a beacon of acceptance." The Calithians murmured among themselves, voices a mix of skepticism and contemplation. But for Oliver, uncertainty coalesced with hope, an unsettling but exhilarating mixture. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the lead elder raised a hand for silence. "This gathering shall put forth a decision. We shall proceed with a new celebration, a ceremony to honor Oliver's choice and allow this union to be tested under our customs." As cheers erupted from some corners of the gathering, Oliver felt a swell of relief, tempered by the knowledge that this was just the beginning. Those who had protested earlier looked conflicted, anger and understanding warring within them. The elders outlined the terms: a trial period of 3 moons, during which the bond between Oliver and the sisters would be observed. If he could prove himself as a partner to all, honoring Calithian ways while adhering to his human beliefs, their union could solidify. Sophia turned to Oliver, tears of joy glistening in her eyes. "You did it. You challenged our customs, with love and hope. Thank you for believing in us." Lyra nodded, her fierce exterior softening as she smiled proudly at him. "You accept our challenge then?" "I accept entirely," Oliver replied, feeling a spark of determination ignite within him. With each sister's hand in his, he began to feel less like an outsider and more like a member of a family, one built on love and mutual support. In the days that followed, the sisters introduced him to more of their traditions. Oliver immersed himself in Calithian practices, learning the art of storytelling and dance, moon rituals, and participation in community tasks. He discovered joy in the simple things, the laughter of children, the shared meals, and the deep conversations under starlit skies. Tessa often pulled him into playful moments, her laughter contagious. "How about you teach us a human game?" she suggested one evening, eyes twinkling with mischief. "What, like poker?" he laughed, enjoying the way their interactions continued to grow deeper. "Poker," Lyra mused. "We have a game similar to that, with real stakes." As they played, their connection solidified. Each shared experience bridged the gap between their cultures, paving ways for understanding and acceptance. As the trial period came to a close, Oliver stood in front of the gathering once more, a mix of anticipation and nervousness bubbling within him. He looked out at the faces, some familiar, some still skeptical. The Calithians had come to observe his journey, just as he had come to honor theirs. Sophia, Lyra, and Tessa stood beside him, the luminescent glow of their skin reflecting the light of the planet's moons. They were a united force, and Oliver drew strength from their presence. "It has been a journey of heart," he began, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "In the face of countless challenges, I learned that love knows no boundaries. It is an exchange, a celebration, that truly transcends cultural limits." As he continued to share his story, he recounted the trials they had faced, emphasizing the importance of collaboration and understanding. Moments of doubt, joy, and support emerged in his words, weaving together the essence of what they had built, a community united despite their differences. Finally, he concluded, "No matter what happens here, I want you all to know that I am honored to have been welcomed into your lives. Love is an ever-evolving narrative, and I'm grateful to be part of this tale alongside the wonderful sisters you see before you." The crowd erupted into applause with voices and chants blending in a cacophony of jubilation and acceptance. The elders nodded, some finally breaking down barriers as they joined the celebration, understanding the vital importance of embracing love in all forms. As the moonlight enveloped them, Oliver felt a sense of completeness wash over him. He had stepped into a different world, facing challenges with courage and love. Now he had forged an unbreakable bond, not just with 3 Calithian sisters, but with an entire culture that had expanded his understanding of love itself. As the trial period drew to a close, excitement filled the air. The Calithian community prepared for a ceremony that would not only celebrate the union between Oliver and the sisters, but also signify a shift towards acceptance and love, bridging 2 cultures. The beautiful glade where the ceremony was to take place was adorned with interwoven vines, glowing flowers, and radiant crystals that illuminated the gathering like stars in the night sky. Oliver felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness as he donned a ceremonial tunic gifted by Sophia. The fabric shimmered, harmonizing beautifully with the iridescent tones of the Calithians. Sophia, Lyra, and Tessa stood by his side, adorned in their traditional garb, each embodying the essence of their unique strengths. As they walked towards the altar, a circular formation of luminous stones, Oliver's heart raced at the thought of what this moment signified. Maya began the ceremony, her voice resonating through the glade. "We gather today to celebrate a unique union, one that honors both tradition and the promise of a new path. Oliver has shown us that love knows no bounds or restrictions. He has pledged to honor the Calithian ways while embracing the hearts of these three sisters. The crowd erupted in applause, and Oliver's chest swelled with pride. He sought out Sophia's eyes, which sparkled with love and encouragement. As part of the ceremony, Oliver and the sisters exchanged tokens, crafted symbols of their commitment. For each sister, there was a shared understanding of what was to follow. Their mating would be an affirmation of the bond they had created, a celebration of unity that transcended cultural barriers. During the ritual, Maya guided them through the customs of Calithian mating. In our tradition, mating is a profound expression of love and unity. It is a melding of spirits, a celebration of togetherness, which honors the physical and emotional ties we have for one another. One by one, Oliver took a step closer to each sister. As he caressed Sophia's cheek, Lyra's hand brushed against his, and Tessa's laughter filled the air, echoing joyfully around them. They surrounded him in a gentle embrace, embracing the warmth of their bodies and hearts, signifying both commitment and love. With the sky above them aglow, the time for joining had arrived. Oliver and the sisters participated in an ancient Calithian mating dance, moving fluidly in harmony, each step strengthening the bond they shared. As they twirled and swayed, a radiant light enveloped them, drawing the community into a collective heartbeat of acceptance and celebration. In this moment, Oliver experienced a profound awakening. The love they shared transcended the physical, embodying respect, understanding, and futures intertwined. Each sister complemented one another in their unique way, and the act of mating became a powerful affirmation of the life they would forge together. As the dance concluded, Oliver felt a sense of completeness wash over him. The union among them birthed a new understanding, one that not only honored the Calithian customs, but also redefined love in a way that honored each of their identities. As the gathering broke into jubilant celebration, Oliver, Sophia, Lyra, and Tessa stood together, hand in hand, surrounded by friends and family. Later that night, as they sat beneath the starlit sky, Oliver reflected on everything that had led him to this moment. He had arrived as an outsider, grappling with a foreign culture and customs, but he had blossomed into a cherished part of a beautiful family. "Thank you for accepting me," he said softly, his voice trembling with emotion. "What we have created is more than I could have ever dreamed. It's something special, a love that inspires and guides." Sophia leaned her head against his shoulder, her warmth grounding him. "No one can define our bond but us, Oliver. Together, we rewrite what it means to love." As they gazed into the vast universe above, filled with endless possibilities, Oliver felt an undeniable truth. He had found his home, not just among the stars, but in the hearts of four beings intertwined by love, unity, and the promise of a shared future.